This video, I'm going to be sharing with you a guided meditation for choosing the parallel reality you want. By the end of this meditation, you're going to be in a completely new parallel reality, and you're going to find it more easy for you to shift to the one that you want. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, what I'm going to be sharing with you are a couple key ideas to choosing the parallel reality that you want, understanding that you're constantly shifting, whether you're aware of it or not. Now, I had a prior video that I did that was a guided meditation on shifting to the parallel reality that we prefer, and the feedback on that video was amazing. I was very happy to see that people loved the meditation. I had messages later from people telling me that it helped them to do XYZ, helped them to do certain things in their life, and it made me feel good, but it made me realize, because there was one or two people that asked the question, how do we choose the parallel reality that we want? Now, here's the thing with understanding parallel realities. Now, before I get into it, let me say that this is the new kind of style video that I'm going to be doing. I've been doing a couple of them, and I love that you guys have been getting such great response, or have been really enjoying them. What I do is I do a 5 to 10 minute part in the beginning, which is me explaining the ideas, and then after that, we do a guided meditation that wires it in and allows us to make the change in a more of a connective type way. So it's almost like a more interactive learning process. I think this is the next step for how I'm going to be showing and ideas and spreading awareness. So if that's what you guys like, let me know. You can go and comment below as well, and I will continue to keep doing them. But like I was saying, when it comes to understanding parallel realities, it's not that we have to try to change our life, or we have to try to shift to a parallel reality. Every moment that we experience, anytime we experience any level of movement, that is a shifting through different parallel realities, because there's an infinite number of frames that exist. So, for example, this is a parallel reality. This is another one, another completely separate one. They look so similar, and we literally can think about it in our brain about how they're all tied together because we have memory, but in actuality, they all exist in a separate frame of a parallel reality. And when we start to see this, we see that we don't have to try to shift to parallel realities. That's not really the question. The question is not, am I shifting to a parallel reality? Because every second we are shifting through parallel realities. The question is, can I create a greater degree of change from this parallel reality to the one that I experience? So what neuroscience shows is that every day we think on average 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and that over 90% of those are recycled from the day before, which means that we're doing the same things, we're thinking the same thoughts, we're doing and having the same connections with the same people. Doing all of these things triggers similar thought patterns, similar emotions, therefore a similar result. So the idea is that because of our memory, because of our thought process and our habitualized autopilot mind, we create the same thing over and over again because of familiarity. That's what's familiar to us. So when we become aware that we can create a greater degree of change if we want to, there's a couple things that we can realize. First off, we are already shifting through parallel realities. We do not have to try. We just have to first off be aware that we're doing it, because in the awareness is where we can then decide to shift to the parallel reality that we prefer. So it's a natural byproduct of movement. So it's not something that we really have to try to do. Now the question is though, how can I create a greater degree of change between this me and the me I prefer to be? Well, what you do, and what we're going to do in the meditation here in a little bit, is what we do is we look at the best possible version of us that we can imagine. Because here's the thing, that version of us exists right now. We just aren't perceiving of it because we are embodying the current self that we are. We have the thoughts, the emotions, and the actions of the current self. Therefore, we're in that reality itself. But the key is to start to embody the emotions, the actions, the thoughts of the version of ourself that we prefer to be. So this can be done through imagination, imagining the best possible version of us and what we would be doing, how we would carry ourselves. We can literally model that version of us. We can model after that version of us. You hear people like Tony Robbins talking about how you can model the success of someone else and become successful. That does work. But what if you modeled the success of the best version of yourself in the awareness that that version of you exists right now, simply at a different frequency, simply doing different things than what you're doing, embodying that version of themselves in a different way. What if you could start to embody that version of you and start to experience a new reflection in your life? Because that's all that the outer reflection in reality is. The outer reflection that we experience is nothing but a mirror of the internal. And when we change our thought patterns, our emotions, and our actions, we then change the external reflection that we get in our life. It's just that we're bought into the story about who we are. We're bought into the habitualized autopilot thinking. And because we're not aware of it, we continue to create it over and over again. By the time someone's 35 years old, most of the neurosynaptic connections in their brain are formed, and it's very likely that they're not going to move too much from that. Therefore, they'll continue to stay in a quote-unquote parallel reality that's just familiar, when they could shift if they chose to create a greater degree of change. So let's talk about that now. How do we create a greater degree of change from the parallel reality that we're in to the parallel reality where we're doing exactly what we want to be doing? Because there is a parallel reality where you are living your passion with the significant other that you choose, with a very passionate relationship. There's so much abundance. Version of you that is contagious energy. That exists. And the way we know it exists is because time doesn't exist the way that we think it does. Time is always now. The only moment that exists is now, because when it was the past, it was now. It's just in our memory bank, so we have memories so we can recall other now moments. And we have an imagination, so we can think about what could happen in the future. But they all exist now. And as you change in the present moment, you change the offshoot of the parallel realities that you are shifting to, and the potentials, the probabilities. You increase the probability of shifting to the parallel reality you want when you embody the thoughts, the feelings, and the emotions of the version of you that you prefer to be. And this is where the key is. This is our bubble of what we are familiar with. This is the thoughts, the actions, and the beliefs of the current version of us. In order for us to expand this to a parallel reality that we want, we have to let go, and we have to think beyond the thoughts that we're currently thinking. We have to feel beyond the emotions that we're currently feeling, and we have to believe beyond the beliefs we currently have. This sounds like a complicated thing. It's not that complicated when we learn what to do to get out of it. What we do to get out of this is we change our self-image. And that's what we're going to do in this meditation. Is we're going to learn how to shift to the parallel reality we want by changing our self-image and seeing ourselves as the parallel reality we want. Because this is what happens. This is the current self-image. We start to realize we can think thoughts beyond that. Normally we think we can only make maybe $50,000 a year. Therefore, that's what we create. We never see opportunities where we can make $100K because that's not in the self-image. The self-image subconsciously will always do its best to keep glued to the way it sees itself. So what you begin to do is you begin to go beyond. So you say, you know what? I believe and I think that I can go beyond $50K a year. So what do? You start to study people that already do it. You start to find examples, read biographies, and it starts to expand you. For example, I intend to be an amazing public speaker and to be somebody that does like events like Tony Robbins one day. So what I do is sometimes I'll watch the Tony Robbins biography. It's an old school biography of his lifestyle and how he became successful. Or I'll watch the documentary, I Am Not Your Guru. Because then I can identify with him. I can see that he's done it before from a similar type of, from a lot of adversity. So why not me? And if I'm willing to work for it, I'm willing to do it. That's my belief. So therefore, I stretch myself out of that self-image. I feel emotions that are beyond it because I condition myself with the new self-image, and with that new self-image comes new emotions. So I feel more gratitude for the way that I prefer to be. I stretch outside of the emotions that I currently have. The beliefs, I start to develop the beliefs that I can do it. I start to listen to positive type affirmations or books, read books. The information that I put around me is all positive, so it reinforces those beliefs, because whatever we consistently think of is what we believe. It's just habitualized thoughts. That's what beliefs are. So the key to this is stretching outside of where we currently are, which means that one of the most powerful ways for you to really shift to the parallel reality you want because it's about creating the greater degree of change, is for you to actually get completely out of your comfort zone, because the comfort zone is always trying to stick itself together. So to do that, you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. And choosing isn't something we have to try to do, which is what this video is about. It's about just recognizing that with the awareness, you focus on what you want. When you know it's a possibility and a probability that you experience the parallel reality that you want, the more you focus on that probability, the more likely it becomes, especially when the way you relate to it is you start to identify that as you. So it's just embodying and seeing through the eyes of the best version of you, doing what you love, feeling the emotions you prefer, having the thoughts that you want, and taking the actions of that version of you. Because our personality is a combination of what we think, how we feel, and what we do. This is a classic Dr. Joe Dispenza teaching where he says that. And what we do is we combine those three things because those make our personality. And those parts that make our personality creates our personal reality. So what we begin to do is begin to change those by seeing ourselves in a new way. And as we begin to realize it's natural for us to shift because it's a natural byproduct of physics, we've never experienced the past, we will never experience the future because it is all happening right now. Here's another trippy thing, and if you want me to make a video on this, I will. As we change in the present moment, we are not only changing the probable futures that we experience, but we are also changing the probable past that we did experience. This is what neuroscience shows. Anytime we remember a memory, we take it out of the memory bank, we look at it, we change it, and we put it back. So the past you think you've had is actually overlaid with lots of opinions and things that never actually happened. But why is this so empowering? Because the story that you tell yourself does not have to be what has power over you. You see, the story we tell ourselves continues to remain on autopilot, and that's what keeps people ingrained in the parallel reality that they are, the timeline that they are. Change your story, you change your life, and that's something that we can deal with as well. If any of these videos you want me to make more meditations for, comment in the comment section below and let me know. But for now, what we're going to do is we are going to get into the meditation itself on choosing the parallel reality we prefer by literally understanding and connecting to the existence of it, because it exists right now. It's simply we're not perceiving of it, or we're not acting as it because we're not aware of it. Now we will be aware of it. So right now, what we can begin to do is we can take a deep breath in and out. What I'm going to do is guide you along the process. I'm going to cue the music here in a minute. We're going to put our hands over our heart like this, because when we connect to our heart center, we're connecting to the larger stream of who we are. The Heart Math Institute has shown that the electromagnetic energy of the heart is thousands of times more powerful than the head. We want to create from the heart because the feeling is where the power is, not just the intellectual ideas. But that's why we're doing this new process, this new format for my videos. This is the intellectual ideas of what I just explained for the last 10 minutes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go at it from the point of view of embodying it into our heart and into an understanding so that we're really able to create the change that we want. So let's take a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and feel our body relax more and more. As you breathe out, feel your body relax more and more. Put the hands over your heart and start to feel that as you do this, you can feel more and more energy inside of your heart. Wherever your focus goes is where your energy goes. And the more you put the focus inside of your heart, the more you feel connected to the larger stream of who you are. Let's take another deep breath in, a deep breath out. And if you'd like to, close your eyes. That'll make the visualization more powerful. So breathe in. As you breathe out, feel your body relax more and more. And as you relax more and more, you're able to feel the energy inside of your heart center with more and more clarity. You're able to feel the warmth from your hands into your heart, and you're able to feel this energy grow within your body. Now imagine that there is a ball of energy in your heart, any color that you like. And imagine that this ball of energy starts to spin clockwise inside of your heart. And the faster it spins, the more you feel relaxed and the more you feel the energy inside of your heart center. So imagine it now, spinning faster and faster. You could feel it speed up. You could feel more and more energy inside of your heart. And as you do this, you feel more connected to who you are. Now understand that shifting to the parallel reality that you want is a natural byproduct of your focus and your awareness that it exists right now in the present moment. Because all parallel realities exist right now in the present moment. It's simply about focusing and perceiving as that version of you. And the key to this is knowing that since it exists right now, that version of you, what you can begin to do is you can begin to imagine that you are in the best possible case scenario parallel reality that you prefer. Think of one environment and one situation that to you would represent the ideal circumstance, the ideal lifestyle that you prefer, and what would you be doing? Think of one scenario. Maybe it's with a significant other. Maybe it's you doing what you're passionate about. Maybe it's you living a certain type of lifestyle. Imagine that is in detail. Look around. What does your environment look like? Are there people there? Are you inside or outside? Now, as you look around, see the colors. Imagine the colors, the picture, everything you see. See it through your own eyes and imagine the colors becoming brighter and brighter, much more vivid. Now imagine the sounds you would be hearing. What can you hear? Now imagine those sounds becoming louder and louder. Now as you look around, pay attention to the people that are around you, if there are any, and look at how you interact. What is your body language like? How do you communicate? What is your posture like? Now go over and find a mirror that is close by. You see that there's a mirror, tall standing mirror in the distance. And now what we're going to do is walk towards that mirror. And with every step that we take, we feel like this is who we are. We feel more relaxed. We feel more centered. And we feel more present to the moment. We have 5 more steps. I'm going to count down from 5, and with every number that I count, you're going to feel more relaxed. You're going to double the relaxation through your body, and you're going to feel more connected to your heart than ever before. 5, take another step. Feel present to the moment. 4, feel yourself now in your heart center. 3, double the relaxation throughout your body. 2, closer to the mirror now. And 1, now you are standing at this mirror. And as you look into this mirror, you can see yourself as this parallel reality version of you. Now pay attention to how you stand. Notice the glimmer in your eye. Notice how you look. Now this parallel reality version of you is you. And you can now perceive of it any time that you want when you put the awareness inside of your heart. Because this feeling is who you are. Now ask this parallel reality version of you that exists right now, what the consistent thoughts are, emotions, what actions does this parallel reality version of you take? And listen for the answer. Ask this parallel reality version of you, what emotions do they feel a majority of the time? And now ask, how can you feel more of these emotions more of the time now? Ask this parallel reality version of you what beliefs they have. And now ask how you can develop the same beliefs about yourself. Now, if there's any other message that this parallel reality version of you has for you, ask for that message, for that advice, as how you can embody that right now in the present moment. Now, as you look at this version of you, Notice how soft the gaze is. Notice how confident that version of you feels. And what we're going to do now is you're going to put your hand up to the mirror, and that version of you is going to put their hand up to the mirror. And when you touch each other's reflection, that version of you will become your new self-image. You will start to think of the same thoughts. You will have the same story. You will feel the same emotions on a consistent basis, and that will be you. So now put your hand up as you see your hand getting closer and closer to the mirror. And you can see now that your hand is about an inch away from the mirror. And you know that right when you touch the coldness of this mirror and you touch your reflection, the parallel reality version of you, that will be your new self-image, and that will be your new parallel reality. Now I'm going to count down from 3, and as I count down, by 1 you are going to touch your self-image, and that will be who you are. You will feel more energy in your heart, and you'll know that this is who you are going forward. You will feel forever changed. So 3, put up your hand now. Look how close you are to the mirror. 2, feeling double the relaxation through your body, feeling the energy inside of your heart even more powerful. And 1, now you can feel the energy flowing through your body. You can feel that you have a new self-image. You can look around and notice that you are a new, improved version of you. From this point going forward, you have a new story. You have shifted to a parallel reality where you are who you prefer to be, and you will begin to see a new reflection in your life. Bask in this new energy. This is who you are now. Now when you look into the mirror, there is no reflection other than who you are, because this is you. Notice how your body language has changed, your posture. Things look new and fresh for the first time. You are a new, improved version of you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to become much more alert, present to the moment. We're going to come back. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. And with every number I count down to, you're going to feel relaxed, alert, present, and you're going to know that you're going to have an amazing day today, and you will see a new reflection of this parallel reality. 5, feel yourself now becoming more aware, present to the moment. 4, feel inside of your body now. 3, you can wiggle your toes, you can move around. 2, by the time you reach 1, now your eyes are open. You feel confident, centered, present to the moment. You know that you are in a completely new parallel reality now. As you look around, things may look similar, but you have shifted. People will respond in a completely new way to you, and your life will be forever changed, because you can do this anytime to shift to the more optimal version of you. So I do recommend that you do this meditation for at least 21 days to get the benefit out of it, and that if you do it consistently, you will notice a greater degree of change in what you experience in your life, and you will be living and embodying the best version of you. So with that being said, if you want as well, I have a meditation that will help you to raise your vibrational set point. This is a meditation that will help you to create from a very high point of view, to really start to attract things you want in a very powerful way and shift to the parallel reality you want. So if that's something you're interested in, it'll be in the top of the description box below. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, I will see you on the next video. Peace, much love, and namaste.